Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to look at the adaptation that America went through. Not all of them, just a few of them, just to prove that there's nothing wrong with adapting, and that sometimes you have to adapt, and other times you can choose to create your own adaptation for your own survival. See? So you got to remember, everyone is not always doing the same thing at the same time. See? I mean, so, a lot of people continue to wash their clothes on a washboard when other people had wash machines. A lot of people continue to wash their dishes in the sink when other people had dishwashers. A lot of people still hung their clothes on the line to dry their clothes when other people had dryers. So everybody's not going to adapt at the same time. But the point I'm trying to make is when you're living in a society that's on the edge of super or hyperinflation, then things can go up very fast before you have an opportunity to adapt. That's why I'm telling you to get ahead of the curve. Get ahead of the curve. Hold on, guys. Okay, yes. So you got to get ahead of the curve. When things start taking a turn for the worse, you need to have your stuff packed and ready to go before they have an evacuation. If you know that a storm is coming, you know that a hurricane is coming, you need to get ahead of the evacuation. You need to gas up and be prepared to leave ahead of the evacuation. See? So that's why I'm saying go ahead and get your van now. Even if you don't need it right now, go ahead and get it now just in case things get out of control, out of hand in this current city or state that you live in. Because if you wait until things start looking like a pandemic, the van may shoot up $30,000 in 2-3 months, in 6 months. It may go from $60,000 to $90,000 in 6 months, depending on the supply and demand. So when the houses continue to creep up, and when a lot of your baby boomers and seniors realize they cannot afford to stay in traditional housing, they're going to start selling their houses. They're going to start buying up all the vans. Because there's a lot of baby boomers that's still kicking it. The baby boomers right now, they are between 65 and 80 years old. So, so you have to get ahead of the curve. You want to be on the front. You want the wind to be behind your back. You don't want to go into a headwind. That's gonna slow you down. You're not gonna be able to think properly. You might not have your finances together. So start working on an exit plan now. Start preparing now. Start playing house now in your van. That's what I'm saying, guys. So let's take a look at the chart right here. So right here you can see it said change lanes ahead of the curve. not in the curve. So when you're trying to change lane in the curve, it's too easy to lose control of your car. So you want to change lanes ahead of the curve. Before you get into the curve, go ahead and change lane. See the curve coming, you want to change lane, go ahead and change it. Or you're going to have to wait until after the curve, which you can do. But I'm saying don't do it in the curve. You know, because that's when you're the most vulnerable of losing control. So you see here, I have right here on this image right here, tent. A tent was one of the initial forms of shelter, you know, back in the early days, 15, 16, 1700. Maybe not 1700, but, you know, back in the early days. A tent was a form of shelter. Then, you know, people just walked for the most part. They walked, they rode horses, you know, they did whatever. I don't know all the exact history. I'm just using it as an example. You know, the tents could have been, I don't know, 10,000 years ago. So, you know, whatever. But you see what I'm saying? So let's just for argument's sake, say the tent was $50. Then they went to the horse and buggy. You can get your buggy built, a good quality buggy built, for about $150. You can get your horse for about you know, $50 or $100. So you had your horse and buggy for $200. Okay. So as time went on, people moved into houses. So houses became a staple form of shelter in the 1800s. But a lot of people did not live in houses back then. You know, people stayed in the woods, they stayed in tents, they stayed in all kinds of shelters in the 17, 1800s. Cabins, whatever. Everybody was not housed back then. And the word homeless didn't exist back then because everybody was poor and struggling for the most part. So everybody was not quote unquote housed. You know. So housing became a standard, not a standard, a staple in, you know, World War I, World War II, you know, and so on and so forth. You know, of course, they wasn't that expensive. You can get a house back in 1950 for $7,000. But I'm just showing you the transition of what people have done, going from tent to the horse and buggy to housing. And you know what's next, guys? Since we can't go back to the horse and buggy, the next best thing is a car or a van or SUV. That's the next best thing to the horse and buggy. That's the next best thing to the horse and buggy, guys. They're reliable. You can get you a Chevy. You can get a Dodge. You can get a Mercedes. See? And you can get them now still. You can still get one now for a reasonable amount. You can get a Honda Odyssey. You can get a Toyota Sienna. You know, your family can fit in there, and you can do it maybe temporary. You may not have to do it long term. That's why you gotta get something reliable. Don't get a beater. Don't get something for $2,000. You need to get something reliable with a warranty. Because your life and your livelihood was gonna rely and depend on this vehicle to work. Your family gonna need this vehicle to work. It need to be reliable. Can't be breaking down every time you look around. So you get that. You can get you like some kind of solar system, extra battery, extra tires. You know, get you a bike. Just prepare for life. So that's what I'm saying. So guys, so you have to adapt the species that adapts the fastest. That's who wins. That's who survives. See? So do not let hyperinflation or another black swan event like C-19 catch you off guard, and then you really jacked up once rent run up to $3,500. Once the housing run up to $1 million for a single family home, $1 million on average. Rent $3,500 to stay in a nice area, $2,000 to stay in the bad area. Food get higher, taxes increase, insurance increase. You have to have a plan, guys. Now this cargo van right here, the car note, you're looking at like $600 a month. With the insurance, $700 a month. With gas, $800 or $900 a month. So you see how the money add up fast. And then when you eat, you got to eat too. So you're still looking at around $1,500 a month until you pay the van off. So you're going to pay the van off in 5 years, but the house is going to take you 20 years to pay it off because you're paying so much interest. See, if you bought a house for $60,000 and a van for $60,000, you pay the van off faster. And you got to worry about no closing costs and all the other extra stuff that's going to be sucking up your money. That's why it takes so long to pay a house off. Because for the first 10 to 15 years, a lot of your money is going towards interest and maintenance and utilities and everything else. That's why it takes so long to pay off a house, because they got the price so high, because they need you to keep going to work. They don't want you to pay it off. See? So, again, guys, you want to get ahead of the game. You want to go from the horse and buggy. Now, this could be your life cycle. Go from the horse and buggy to the house to the van. If you're single, your kids not in the house, why do you need a house? What do you need a house for? What do you need a 3-bedroom house for? There was a time when a house was more affordable. But now they're not affordable. To maintain a $300,000 or $400,000, $500,000 house, you still need to be bringing in $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year, just to maintain this house. See, when you can do that with half that in the van and keep the other $12,000 and let that keep compounding. So if you're getting $1,500 a month in Social Security, how much is that? $20,000? $20,000 a year. See, you got to budget your money accordingly, so you can have some money that you're saving up over the next few years. So start taking care of your health. Start walking. Start getting outside. Stop smoking. Stop drinking. Stop thinking you're 22 when you're 62. Act your age. Don't get out here and hurt yourself. You're trying to climb mountains and do all this hiking and doing all this crazy stuff. Just chill out. You're supposed to do all that risky stuff when you're young. The older you get, the fewer risks that you take. So go ahead and get your van. Find you a van community. There's a lot of them here in Arizona. If you need to move from a big city that's unfriendly to you, sell your house, pack your shit, and move. You don't want to be doing no van dwelling in San Francisco, Los Angeles, in the city. You want to get out. Southern California, Northern California, in the suburbs of Oregon, or you might want to, if you want to be in a warm state, you can go to Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas. You just don't have to be in the city. Just go find your spot outside the city. See? And it's easier to budget your money when you stand in a van or a car or whatever you can get your hand on. You know? But anyway, guys, I just want to drop a quick video about that to show you that there are options and alternatives to what you're doing. You know, if you need to rent a room or have roommates or whatever, do whatever you feel that you can handle for a short or a long term. It all depends on your tolerance of other people. But if you have tolerance of other people like I do, you need to get you a nice vehicle, get you an extended warranty, make sure you have new tires, make sure your brakes are good, get you a little job at a grocery store or wherever, and live a simple life. Just live a simple life. Okay, guys, so that's it for that video, guys. Guys, remember to download and deploy your anti-malware software, debug and unplug from the matrix, guys. Remember, guys, to keep your house clean, keep your life clean, keep your body clean, keep your car clean, keep your diet clean, guys. Drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxin, the chemicals, and the poison that's in the food supply. And that's the first thing I say. Clean up your diet. Do keto, paleo, carnivore. Get off the pharmaceutical drugs. Exercise. Get off the insulin. Exercise. Drink plenty of water. Stop drinking juice and all that juicy drinks and orange juice, apple juice, and all that stuff. All this is just sugar. Stop eating all the fruit too. All this just sugar, guys. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you. All the grapes and bananas, that's number sugar, so it's bad for diabetics. I hate to tell you that. And juice is definitely bad for you because the juice goes straight into your bloodstream. It's nothing but sugar. Your body is designed to digest fruit, not drink a whole bunch of damn sugar and going straight into your bloodstream. You getting a damn heroin rush. All this sugar goes straight into your bloodstream. So anyway, guys, that's it for that video, guys. Until next time, guys, I'm Countryman777, and I'm signing off. Peace.